All right, so now I hope I'm back. Sorry, I wrote it in the chat. I think we had some trouble with the neighbors, or no trouble, but someone burned in the neighborhood, and all the smoke was entering into our home, and my wife got scared. But unfortunately, happily nothing worked. So happily nothing, um, yeah, nothing happened, and we can go on right now. Okay. Let's see. I was in that question. You are driving an electric vehicle. When can recuperation inhibit the braking action? When driving in eco mode? When driving with a fully charged battery? When driving at less than the battery's operating temperature? When driving in eco mode, no, that's not a correct answer, but with a fully charged battery and at less than the battery's operating temperature as well. All right, good. Give me 1 second before I go on. All right, I'm not sure if the system is quite good. We have a bit trouble here with the internet connection, but all right, let's go on. I hope it will work right now. In which cases is it imperative to test the brakes? If a vehicle has not been used for a longer period, each time the engine oil is changed, when you drive a different vehicle. Well, what do you think? It's the first, definitely, and the last one. But when the engine oil is changed, you don't have to test the brake. It has nothing to do, actually. Okay. Why are you required to have a defective exhaust system repaired immediately? Because of the noise pollution, because parts of the exhaust system can drop on the roadway, because the engine would overheat. Because of the noise pollution. Yes, of course. Yeah, if the exhaust system is not that effective, yeah, it can be very loud and it can fall off. Yes, because the engine would overheat. No, it has nothing to do. It has to do something with the cooling system, but not with the exhaust system if the engine gets too hot. So just the first and second one is correct. If the horn does not work, what can be the reason? Blown fuse, the horn's operating device is defective, defective starter. Blown fuse? What's that? Sounds strange. At least I want to know what it is. Ah, no, that's actually, that can be true. Yeah, if you have no electricity anymore because of a blown fuse, then the horn won't work. And obviously, if the horn's operating device is defective starter has nothing to do with it. It's run by electricity and not with the motor engine. Okay, what is the permissible minimum tread depth of the main tread of all vehicles' tires? Tread depth. Okay. Answer: the minimum tread depth amounts to how much millimeters? You know it? This is a question you should know even for the practical exam, because you probably know it. The examiner will ask you 3 technical questions, and a very popular one is that one. What's the minimum tread depth of your tire profile? And this is 1.6 millimeters. So please remember that one and keep it in mind, not only for that exam, as well for the practical exam. It's important to know. Okay, the brake light of your vehicle is not working. What could be the cause of this? The relevant fuse is defective. The bulb is defective. The fill level of the brake fluid is too low. This has nothing to do. What's that? The relevant fuse is defective and the bulb is defective. Yes, but the third answer is definitely not correct. What must you do if the oil pressure warning light fails to switch off after starting the engine? I continue driving until the next oil change. I shut down the engine immediately. I check the engine oil level. What must you do if the oil pressure warning light is? So it's not about how much oil is inside this you have left, or how much oil you have left. It's about the pressure. So I continue driving until the next oil change is not a good idea. If there wouldn't be enough oil, you mostly have enough safety oil in it that you can still drive and buy someone new. But if the pressure warning light starts to turn on, or light fails to switch off after starting the engine, then you have a serious problem. I shut down the engine immediately, definitely, and you check the engine oil level. Why should you check the engine oil level? Because if it's very, very on top, then there might be a high pressure if it's getting hot, and that might cause, how you say, that might cause problems with your engine. So that's why the second and the last one is correct. One of your wheels has collided heavily against a curb. What should you note? The tire could have a slow puncture. The vehicle should be checked in a garage. The handling of the vehicle could be negatively affected. The tire could have a slow puncture. I think that means that there's getting air out of the tire. Yes. Okay, then we have to activate the first one. Should be checked in the garage, and handling of the vehicle could be negatively affected as well. All three. Why the last one? Handling of the vehicle could be negatively affected. I had it one time with my driving school car that one of my students was turning the steering wheel suddenly to the right, and I was interacting and helping us to don't fly out of the car, fly out of the street, but I was too slow, so I could save us, but we still hit the curb. And what happened was that the X of the car, the front wheels, actually the X was damaged, and it was a bit crushed. And that means that when we later drove on highway and the steering wheel was straight, the car was drifting step by step to the side, because the X was not totally fine anymore. So this can happen, and that's why the handling of the vehicle can be negatively affected. Okay, the tail light of your vehicle is not working. What could be the cause of this? The bulb is defective. The main beam light switch is faulty. The relevant fuse is faulty. The bulb is defective and the relevant fuse is faulty. Yes. The main beam is in front and not at the tail of your car, so this can't be the correct answer. It's the first and the last one. Your vehicle brake light is not working. What is the right course of action? I arrange for a garage to repair the vehicle. I attempt to determine the cause and repair the fault myself. I arrange for the brake fluid to be changed. The brake light and the brake fluid? No, the brake fluid has nothing to do if the brake light is working. So you can go to to a maintenance stop and give it to a garage to repair it, or you can do it by yourself. One of these two is a possible option, and both of them are correct in that case. All right. How can you detect your indicator is defective? The indicator control lamp flashes faster than normal. By performing a functionality test before moving off, the control lamp of the indicator is permanently illuminated red. It can flash faster than normal. That is an indicator, and you can test it before moving off. So 1 and 2 is correct. The brakes on your car are pulling strongly to one side. What effect can this have when you are braking? Longer braking distance, anti-lock braking system fails, your car can veer to the side. Longer braking distance, definitely. If it's pulling strongly to one side, that means that one brake is not effective. Normally you have on a vehicle always two brakes active when you brake, one at the front and one at the back, and more normally they are diagonal, so that both actually brake, and therefore the car will stay in his position. However, if one of these brakes brake more than the other one, then the car will start to slide, yeah, because they are braking the left one on the front and the right one on the back, or otherwise. And that's why your car can veer to the side in the longer braking distance. However, the anti-lock braking system fails, has nothing to do with that. So it's just the first and the last one. When you press on the brake pedal, it touches the floor. Only when you press on it several times does the pedal travel become shorter. What must you do? Park the car immediately. Have the brakes repaired. It is sufficient to fill up the brake fluid. So maybe it's important to know what causes that. If you brake the pedal, it touches the floor. It has to do something with the brake fluid. For example, I was driving once in Mexico, and we were driving downhill and we were braking the whole time, and the brake fluid was quite old. What happened with that old brake fluid? It got very hot, and then it changed from being fluid to gas, and then you have air inside of your braking tubes, and if you push the brake there, you don't reach the wheels anymore, you're just pushing into air. And then the effect was we couldn't brake, and we were driving without braking down the hill, putting the horn that everyone was going by side, and we can crush through. Happily, this effect just took, in our case, just some seconds, and after that we didn't hit the brake anymore. The brakes got cooled off, so it was getting not that hot anymore, and therefore the braking fuel turned again into liquid, and then the brakes could work again. So we are happily still alive. But yeah, that can cause it if the brakes get too hot, and therefore the brake fluid becomes gas instead of fluid. So what you have to do in that case, park the car immediately in case you can. You have to repair the brakes, and it's sufficient to fill up the brake fluid. No. You maybe have to change the whole fluid, or you have to check if something is rotten inside your car, but you have to park immediately and get the brakes repaired, definitely. Okay. The glass in your left outside mirror is broken. What do? You do not renew the mirror glass because you can still partly see to the rear. Renew the mirror glass. Well, I think that's clear. It's just renew the mirror glass. So one of these two is possible, and the second one is the correct answer. Nice. All right, then we are done, and sorry for the interruption. Happily nothing happened, and tomorrow I am not I can't give the video stream on Monday, But on the following day, that is the Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday. On Tuesday, I'll be here again at 8:30. So see you and thanks for following. Goodbye.